Greetings, YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name's Troy. If you're new to the channel, I'm a former fat guy sharing my weight loss story with the hopes that it might help someone else. If it helps one person, it was worth it. And if you're into that kind of thing and you support me in that, what I ask is that you take a second to subscribe to my channel. Boop that little button right there on your screen. Doesn't cost you a thing, but it really means the world to me. So, on my weight loss journey, I lost over 100 pounds of body fat, and I followed some of these principles. Now, the invitation is to do this in a way that feels right for you. We're all different. And, some people, they eat whatever they want, whenever they want, as much as they want of it, and they're in great shape. They look like fitness models, and everything's going great for them. And we have to be careful comparing ourselves to those people sometimes, because like I said, everyone is in a little bit of a different place. And other people struggle with weight loss, and they look at a sandwich and they gain 5 pounds. And so, you may find yourself somewhere in between those two extremes. Like I said, we're all a little bit different. We have to find like the magic formula that kind of like works for us. That's the bad news. The good news is that it's just like riding a bike. Once you find that and you figure it out, you can always come back to it to make adjustments. And so if you're in a place where maybe you feel like you're struggling a little bit, if you feel like you're looking at a mountain, right, and you don't know how the heck you're gonna get up this thing, stick with us in this video, because what I want you to know is that you can do it. And it seems impossible at first. Be kind to yourself. Just go ahead and accept the fact that this is going to take a while, especially if you have a long way to go. It's going to take a while, but you can get there as long as you don't quit. I've never seen someone fail at this. The only time I see people not be successful in weight loss is when they quit. And there's a lot of reasons that quitting becomes the thing that just we kind of go back to over and over. So I want to get around that, guys. This is about momentum. Let's create some momentum. Motivation? Nah, you're not always going to have it. But if you can follow some simple frameworks and you put them into place so that it's almost automatic, so that it's like brushing your teeth, right? You just do it without thinking about it. That's how you can start to really make some progress. That's momentum. Once you see that and feel that, boy, I tell you what, you just go along for that ride. 6 weeks, 9 weeks later, maybe a year later, depending on where you're at, and it's like you got a whole new body that you're dealing with there. So the invitation would be to consider the fact, number one, that you are not starving, okay? We hear people say that all the time. Well, I'm starving. What's for dinner? You're probably not starving if you're watching this right now on the internet. So if you're trying to make some progress in terms of body composition changes, losing some body fat, toning up a little bit, some of us have to learn what hunger actually feels like, because it's possible that you've never actually felt real, true hunger before, and it can help to get in touch with that feeling so that we can be comfortable with that feeling, so that we can sit with that feeling. And it's just one of those things, guys. Hunger doesn't have to be bad, right? Just like our emotions don't have to be bad. If we automatically associate the idea of hunger with something bad, so we're always trying to guard against that, and we're always trying to throw food at that problem, right? God forbid we get hungry. Oh no, give the body some food even before it's hungry. Then just that concept of hunger can become very unhealthy, and it can really be a roadblock for us around reaching our goals. So it's something to consider. If you're watching this on the internet right now, congratulations, you're a rich person and you're not starving. You might want to get that out of your vocabulary. Next. Food noise, right? Food noise. What is that? Well, it's loud, intense flavors. What comes up for me around food noise is typically three things: sugar, salt, and fat. And when we consume those various nutrients, right, they don't have to be bad. Sugar, salt, and fat are just nutrients, but they're loud. They get our attention. They call to us when we don't have it. Sometimes when we have a little bit of it, we want more. And we're all different, right? So everyone's situation is a little different, but I would be willing to bet that if you're struggling with your body composition and you're one of those people who you look at a sandwich and you gain 5 pounds, you probably have some type of unhealthy relationship with sugar, salt, or fat. And it's worth looking at that. And our ego can prevent us from taking a look at the thing that we're doing consistently, I don't want to say wrong, but consistently contrary to our goals. Our ego can stop us from taking a look at that. So the invitation now is to consider those 3 nutrients. Take a look at your diet. If you're not happy with your body composition right now, I wonder if maybe you could make some changes in regards to sugar or salt or fat. Something to consider. Next, what I find in terms of making modifications around maybe sugar, salt, or fat is, instead of depriving ourselves, because there's no need for us to deprive ourselves, right? Sometimes a way to sort of turn down the volume on that food noise is to utilize other nutrients to maybe block them out. So add in things as opposed to limiting other things. And by adding in things, it just kind of pushes out some of the other things. So here are 3 things to consider adding: protein, fiber, and fat. Now notice, fat can be one of those food noise foods, right? But it can also be used very strategically as a way to maybe turn down the volume when sugars and carbohydrates have a hold of us. Sometimes we can substitute fat in for energy and for feeling full, satiety. I don't know, how do you pronounce that word? But it's a tool in our toolbox. Now remember, protein first. Protein very rarely is that something that becomes counterproductive in your diet. It's very low impact. You can typically eat a lot of it, and it's not something that is, in my experience, readily converted into body fat. So it can help you feel full. It can help to give you energy. Fiber, very low calorie impact there. It helps to move your food through your digestive system, which is very beneficial, and it helps to fill you up. It helps for you to feel full, which, I don't know about you, but I like to feel full, right? It's hard to kind of push away from the table when you're still hungry. And that's kind of one of the things that you need to learn to be able to do on this journey, right? Remember, you're not starving. Get in touch with that feeling, and you know what? Sit with it for a little bit. Learn to maybe eat a little bit less and see what that feels like. Take pleasure in that, right? There's power in that. You're in control when you're doing that, as opposed to outside forces controlling you, which I don't know about you, but to me, that doesn't feel very good, being controlled by outside forces. So put yourself in the driver's seat. You take control. You're the one ultimately that has say over what goes into your body. And when you're sabotaging yourself with food and you're not reaching your goals, then you're the only one that's standing in your way. All you have to do is make some simple changes. You can start making some progress. With that comes that momentum, and momentum beats out over motivation every day of the week, guys. Appreciate you watching the video. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.